Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to crochet this super cute top. It's completely customizable and beginner friendly. Okay, for materials I use about 1.5 skeins of Caron Simply Soft yarn, and I honestly would recommend using this yarn because I feel like it has a cute like sheen look to it, and I feel like that goes super cute with the ribbon detail. However, any weight for acrylic yarn should work. You'll also need a 4mm crochet hook, scissors, and ribbon. A few optional but helpful tools include a tapestry needle for weaving in ends and stitch markers to help with placement. Now that we have everything we need, let's get started. Since this pattern works across, the first thing you'll need to do is determine your desired length for your top. There are two ways to do this. The first way is by using measuring tape to measure from the top of your shoulder to where you want the top to end. The second way is simply chaining a bunch of chains and holding it against your body to determine how long you want the top to be. Whichever method you choose, just make sure that you're going across the largest part of your bust area. So to start off, you're going to start by chaining however many chains you need to get your desired length. For me, that's going to be 81 chains. To start row 1, we are going to yarn over and insert our hook into the second chain from the hook. Then you will pull up a loop so that you have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over again, but this time you will pull through 2 loops. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops. This is a double crochet. Now continue making a double crochet in every chain across the row until you reach the end of the row. Once you're at the end, chain 1 and turn your work. To start row 2, we're going to double crochet into the first available stitch and continue down the row. You'll keep making rows of double crochet until you reach your desired width, meaning how wide you want the piece to be. Okay, so just checking in, I'm currently on row 12 and here's what my work is looking like so far. I already know that I need to make a total of 34 rows, but to figure out how many rows you'll need, I recommend just holding the panel across your body and measuring it that way. That should help you determine how wide you want the piece to be. I'm going to continue working and I'll be back once I finish all 34 rows. Alright, so I have completed a total of 34 rows. I am just going to chain 1 and cut my yarn. You want to leave a long enough tail so that we can use that to sew the panels together. Your next step is going to be to make a second identical panel, so you can just repeat the exact same steps you did for making your first panel. Once both panels are complete, the next step is to sew them together. I've threaded my tapestry needle with the tail from one of my panels, but before I start sewing, I'm grabbing a few stitch markers to mark where I want to stop. The width of your neckline is totally up to you, but I counted 4 rows from the edge and sewed them together to create mine. And to sew the panels together, you can use whichever method you're comfortable with. So you could attach them using single crochet or the matcher stitch. I was in a little bit of a rush, so I kind of just sewed the panels together like you would for traditional sewing. And mine isn't the neatest here, but it gets the job done, okay? Alright, so once you've sewed the panels together, it should be looking something like this, and your next step is just going to be to repeat this on the other side. Once you have finished sewing both panels together, your work should be looking something like this. You can of course take this time to weave in your ends if you want to, but if not, then the next step for you is going to be to turn your work inside out. Okay, our final step is going to be to attach the ribbon. So you're going to grab your ribbon and you want to cut 2 super long pieces, and these pieces of ribbon are of course what we're going to be using to attach both of our panels on the sides. Now, as far as the placement of the ribbon, that is completely up to you, but I did grab some stitch markers just to make it a bit easier for myself to see exactly where I want the ribbon to go. So for my first stitch marker, I counted down 34 stitches from the edge, and that is like right under my underarm. And then I placed the rest of the stitch markers about 10 stitches apart. To attach the ribbon, you're essentially going to weave it in like a corset, or kind of like if you were lacing up a shoe. As you can see, I'm using my fingers to do this, but it might actually be easier to use a crochet hook to pull the ribbon through. Once you finish one side, you're just going to repeat this on the other side. And that's all for this tutorial. I hope you found this helpful, and if you decide to make your own, be sure to tag me. I love to see the different color combinations that you all come up with. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.